Hi everyone, today I want to talk about something we have probably all run into a group project or a remote job. How do we get people to say yes to your idea when you are uh, not in authority? That's the situation I'll unpack today. So, has the sector set up? Picture yourself on a virtual team, maybe teammates in Chicago, Manila, and Berlin, and you are convinced the team needs to switch supplier or push the deadline back to weeks. You are not the project lead. Now you can call an in-person meeting and read the room. That's the core challenge organization behavior research points to. In flight, virtuals cross-functional teams influence has replaced formal authority as the real currency of getting things done. So my objective today is to work through what actually moves people in that situation and the psychology of persuasion, technological choices, and cultural awareness to cool off. There is a well-established set of levers for influence without authority, and I have grouped six of them. First, build credibility with evidence. Second one is the expert power. That's the positional power. Third one is the active listening. Uh, Fourth one is the ensure and set goals. Fifth one is the emotional intelligence, and sixth one is the trust building. When you can't be in the room, your channel choice becomes part of your persuasion strategy. Mirrorlessness theory from Duft and Langell back in 1986 is still the go-to framework here. It ranks channel by how much capacity they carry. Email is lean, a vehicle with screenshot is rich because you get tone, facial expression, and immediate feedback. The practical rule is to match richness to the difficulty of masses. If I'm updating people, Slack or email is fine. I'm actually more respectful of their time. But if I'm trying to convince skeptical teammates to switch suppliers, something ambiguous, I restricts maybe a little contentiousness. I want a live vehicle first, so I can read reaction and adjust. Now let's talk about cultural differences and team dynamics. This cultural and team dynamics change what persuasion even looks like. Mm, Edward Hall's classic distinction between low context and high context culture still holds up in low context culture like the US or Germany. People expect you to state your acts directly with data upfront. In high context culture, Edinburgh's cultural map gives a great example from Japan or the Gulf states. Persuasion happens through relationship between first, with the direct acts coming later and more implicitly. If I preach the same way to every teammates, regardless of culture, I will come across the either to push or to buy. Time zone forces us to design persuasion that works. I can't assume everyone will be live for my big pitch, so key points need to be captured somewhere. People can absorb their own side, such as psychological safety, team trust and collaboration, and the conflict management. So now let me talk about the practical business example, um, such as the rising cost and sleeping quality. Problem is the evidence and rich media. Outcome is the unambiguous buying time. So, If you take away six things from this discussion, first one is the credibility, second one is the evidence-based persuasion, third one is the collaboration, fourth one is the technological choices, fifth one is the cultural awareness, and sixth one is the trust. These are the reference sources I have used for this presentation. Thank you for listening me. Thank you.